Starting off in mountain pose at the top of your mat, ground your feet hip-width distance apart. You can stand with your feet together, but you can explore your options and find out what's best for you. Mountain pose is actually an active posture. You want to actively engage yourself, standing nice and strong like a mountain. So you can lift your toes, spread them, and then place them back down onto the ground to engage your arches. Engaging your core, softening your shoulders down your back, shining your chest open and your palms. Extend your arms up overhead for full body stretch. You don't want to arch your back here. You want to keep your core engaged, but lift your ribs off of your waist. And then you're going to hinge from your hips to fold forward, down into forward fold. You can bend your knees here to protect your lower back. And when you're in forward fold, you want to let your head hang heavy. You can shake it out like you're saying no, or nod your head like you're saying yes. You can place your hands on the mat in front of your feet, or you can also just place them on your shin. You're going to inhale for a halfway lift, coming to straighten your legs out and flattening your back for a nice 90-degree angle. Relax into forward fold. This is your entry point into plank, so you're going to step first your left foot and then your right. And you want to keep your hips in the same line as your shoulders and your heels. You don't want to take them too low or up too tall. Engaging your core nice and strong and actively pushing with your hands and your fingers into the mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide, don't close them. Make sure that they're all engaged, especially in your index and your middle finger, and that they're pointing to the top of your mat. Hug your elbows in and start to bend them until your shoulders become in line with your elbows, then lower your hips and your knees. This is chaturanga. You can also start from plank with your knees lowered onto the mat for an easier variation. Make sure you're still engaging your core so that you're getting the benefits. From here, you want to engage your lower back and lift your chest off the mat for cobra, pressing the tops of your feet down, lifting your chest, opening it, not lifting your chin, keeping the neck in line with the spine. Or you can move into up dog, where you're on the tops of your feet and your knees are lifted, and you're pressing into your hands with lots of space between your shoulders and ears, stretching out the front body and shining the chest. Moving into downward dog, you want to engage your core, and you can step your feet one at a time, or you can curl them and fold them like I did. And in downward dog, you want to lift your hips up and back, blossoming your sit bones, creating a straight line from the crown of your head to your tailbone, and extending that line through your fingers onto the mat. It's okay if you bend your knees here. A healthy, long spine is more important than getting your legs straight. If your legs are feeling a bit tight, you can bend one leg and straighten out the other and pedal your heels out to get that stretch in the back side of your legs. From here, step your left and then your right foot forward, inhaling to halfway lift, once again making sure you're pulling the shoulders back, and then exhaling down to forward fold. A safe way to come out is to come back to halfway lift, take your hands to your hips and lead with your elbows to full standing, back to Urdhva Sthasana, full body stretch, taking your hands through heart center, and then your palms coming to your sides, facing forwards, back to mountain pose. I'm going to move through a sun salutation on the other side with the easy variations so that you can explore your options. Then we'll flow through 2 sun salutations together on both sides. Get grounded in mountain pose. Inhale your arms up overhead, Urdhva Sthasana, exhaling, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing the shoulders back, straightening the legs, pushing the hips back, and exhaling, bend your knees slightly for forward fold. Step your right foot back, then your left. For plank, you can lower your knees down here and untuck your toes. Hug your elbows in, lower the chest down, untuck your toes. Lift your chest for cobra, engaging the lower back. You can lift your hands off the mat. Tuck your toes again, lifting your hips up and back for downward dog. Ears between biceps. Step your right foot forward and then your left, coming to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. bringing the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold, bend slightly in the knees, let your head be heavy. And you can also come out by rolling up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slowly, to a full body stretch. Take your hands down to your sides, palms facing forward, back to mountain pose. Okay, so now that you know how to do a sun salutation, we'll move through both sides together. So come to mountain pose at the top of your mat. Ground through your feet, engage the core, and open the chest. You can take your hands to your heart center and just take this moment here to notice your breath. Find a pause at the top of your inhale and then a slight pause at the bottom of your exhale. And continue breathing like this as you move through. Take your hands back down, mountain pose. Inhale your arms up overhead, full body stretch. Hinge from your hips, dive down to forward fold with a slight bend in your knees. Let your head hang and be heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. You can take your hands to your shins or your thighs. Exhaling, back to forward fold, placing your hands down to the mat. Step your left and your right foot back. Engage the core, elbows in, lower yourself down. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. Exhaling, tucking the toes back, lifting the hips up and back for downward dog. Take a breath here, then step your left foot forward and then your right, keeping your knees bent for forward fold. Inhaling to straighten them for halfway lift, bringing the shoulders back. Exhaling back down, and then curling your spine all the way up, one vertebrae at a time, for a full body stretch, and taking your hands through heart center, mountain pose. Come to your breath here. On your next inhale, extend the arms up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Full body stretch, diving down, hinging from the hips with a slight bend in your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten out the legs and the back, 90-degree angle. Exhaling back down to forward fold. Take your hands down to the mat, nice and strong with your fingers spread. Step your right foot, then your left foot back for plank. Here, you can lower your knees down, making sure you're still engaging your core. As you exhale, lower your chest down and then your hips. Untuck your toes and come up to cobra or up dog. Lower your chest back down and then lift your hips up and back, tucking your toes for downward dog. Here, you can take a breath or stretch out your legs and pedal them out. On your next inhale, step your right foot and then your left foot back to the front for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And on your next inhale, come up to stand. Full body stretch, taking your palms together, taking them down through heart center, opening the chest and the palms forward, back to mountain pose. Notice your breath. Take your hands to your heart center. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light within you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing and learning Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar. I do this daily to awaken and connect my body and mind, a perfect way to start the day. If you're up for a challenge, try it out every day for a week. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. You can actually book private yoga with me through the link in the description, and follow me at Darlene Jordan on Instagram for more.